Okay, hello, gamers. The ads should be done. I know that they can lag behind a little bit, but the starting ads should be over. Hello, Dog and Sari and Kippy and Sari and Dog and Kippy and Botspot, fucking Botspot, and Sari Bot, of course, good bot. Sari Bot, good bot. Botspot, debatable. Anyway, hello. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tonight. Because the thing is that it's Monday. Normally I play Minecraft on Monday. But the problem is that I have swapped the memory in my computer yet again from the SSD to the older hard drive, which means that I would be starting back up with the old save, which I don't even really expect anybody to actually remember. The old save, just remembering the fact that I died multiple times because I initially tried to play without keep inventory on. And then I was adventuring one time and found my house in the middle of fucking nowhere, and all of my stuff that I dropped when I died to probably a creeper or a zombie. Hi Steffi, I love you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I haven't decided if I want to go back to the original save. So I feel like that could be a little bit confusing, going back and forth between two worlds that are like the concept of it is the same as that me playing on easy with keep inventory on, both named Cat Kiss. I guess the seed I used for the second world was Cat Kiss because I didn't understand how to use a word to make a world, I guess, question mark. So I just named it Cat Kiss. Fun fact, Twitch has a word limit and they don't tell you what it is. Yeah. I've run into the problem sometimes when people's like raid messages are too long, and then I will go into the person that we raided into, and then they'll be like, your message is too long, and I'm like, oh, my bad. Let me chop some of this off. I went full yapper and it did not go through. I am so sorry, Sari. I did sit and watch the music video that you shared in the Sweet Tunes earlier, and it was a good song. Definitely a cat jam. I have not a single fucking clue what was going on. It is so sticky here today. I'm so sorry, Steffi. That really sucks. It's when it's like hot and humid. Oh my god, gross. I am in yapper mode. I am so sorry. I have watched the music video for last night like 5 times now, and it's fully just gorgeous, and the lore in it is wild. See, all I saw was just some people that were laying on the floor, and then some of them were in beds, and then some of them would wake up, and then I didn't understand what was going on. However, I was cat jamming. The other 2 songs from the album are just ah, rah, 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 rah. Younghan's vocals in Beautiful Monster are so pretty, and singer Wanwoo returning because he sung a ballad, and I'm just foaming at the mouth while simultaneously being face first on the floor sobbing. Anyway, hope you all had a great Monday so far. I have. actually did my laundry today. See, my problem is that sometimes with the schedule that I currently have, over the past 2 weeks, I've ended up having to take extra days off because of just tech issues and stuff. With my schedule the way that it is, I really have like Monday during the day to get things done. I got a reminder about that extra gay super sold out festival in Forest Hills again. I'm so sorry. You have my deepest condolences. I like Monday is like the day that I have like a lot of time during the day where nobody really streams during the daytime, so that I don't have to like be there in mod mindset and everything like that, and I can like get things done. So my brain went absolutely fucking wild today, just being like, oh, we gotta do this and we gotta do this and we gotta do laundry and we gotta like set up this stuff and we gotta fix our panels, which now I have the picture of the incentives down in my panels. I was trying to do that the other day, and the picture that I made was too fucking big, and it was like, this isn't gonna work, make it smaller. And I was like, fuck. Hi Kira, I love you. I hope you're doing well. I've just remembered that I forgot to send the woman who got me the job my birth certificate again today. Oh, I was supposed to do it on Friday. Yeah, it's fine. It got lost in the mail, right? I don't even know if you're sending it through mail. It got lost. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's like a picture. Oh. That also got lost in the mail. You tried to send it, but the signal kept going out. It is after midnight. Time zones. Mid-butt, by the way. Hope you're doing well today, Kier. I love you. I want to play more Overwatch and it's all your fault. Sent an email to an employer at 1 a.m. yesterday. I was like, this is fine. This is fine. No one will check the timestamps. Hi, I just took a drink of water, but I'll take another one. Hi, Mal. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was sure this went through, but it looks like it never delivered. Will you confirm that, that you received it when it sends through? Yeah. Yeah, drown. That's rude. I did stuff my face with some tortilla cheese pepperoni things because I realized I wasn't going to have time to actually eat what my parents were making because it was going to be ready by 7:30 my time, and I start at 7, so I was like, we're just gonna have to eat that later. Hi Syrup, I love you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, today I was like, you know what, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna try to do like 800 things, and then we're gonna get overwhelmed and we're going to stop doing like half of them because it's not gonna work out. Also, I entirely blame you for having so many Astarion/Baldur's Gate 3 TikToks on my For You page. Again, yes, I will take full responsibility for that. Look. My cat kiss button is not fixed. I thought I'd fixed it. That's one of the things I was supposed to do today. Hang on. I have to fix it now. Can you do it now? There we go. See, it's fixed. Look at these. Rev made them. Oh my god, that's adorable. That is so good. Rev is so talented. Rev is so very talented. Oh wow, did you have my day? It was mainly things creative of my own issues, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do all of these things, and then I got really overwhelmed, and then I didn't do most of them. Yes, everybody follow Rev Spicy. Rev Spicy is very cool, and the artist of Mal's new emotes. I think they talked about in their Discord taking a bit of a hiatus from streaming, but you should follow them anyway so that when they come back streaming, you can be there. I absolutely love Rev Spicy. Rev Spicy is very cool. Also the artist of my PNG tuber. Yes, very, very cool. Yeah, I think Rev is also doing like the art fight stuff, which I personally don't know anything about, but it's always very interesting, like learning about it from an outside perspective. But yeah, butt miss. Yep. Nasty wants me to join, but I scared. I feel like if it is something that you would enjoy doing, you should. It'd be good, like, getting to know people, and good, like, getting some more drawing experience, making it so that you will have more of a reason to draw, I guess. All sounds like good stuff. My chat scrolled back up to that, yes. Buttspot was like, yes, hello, I am here. I am going to make your name into Butt. And I'm like, thanks. K-pop aside, I was productive today. I almost made sari soup in the bath because it was fucking hot. Finally started making a reference sheet for my persona. Nice! We ignore the fact that I am using Artfight as a deadline for getting this design finished. We simply do not see. We don't. Anyway, I have uni in 6 hours, so I guess I should try to sleep. Yes, Mal, please go get some rest. Go sleep. Even if you can't sleep, please rest your little eyes. Because it is proven that even if you don't sleep, resting and like laying down is good for you. I like to use deadlines to finally do the thing. Yep. No, you're right. 100%. I wanna, but you stream. I will be streaming again tomorrow as well. And the day after. And the day after. And the day after. I stream a lot. There's plenty of content for you. You beat me with that logic. Yes, good night, Mal. Love you. Sleep well. But before I go, I have a question. Okay, we are listening. We are ready for the question. The way 3... I know what that is, but I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that. I am still not done with the first project. The choose the deadline thing is so real. Yeah, that's fair. Can you explain to me what the Dark Urge run is in Baldur's Gate 3? Okay, would you like it non-spoilery? NaNoWriMo. Thank you. Spoilers are fine. Basically, it is like a different background for your character. Where basically your character has very violent urges, hence dark urge. And you know, you in the end find out that you are related to someone kind of important in the whole storyline of Baldur's Gate 3. One of the antagonists. And basically there are two routes that you can go. You can try to resist the urge and try to be a better person, or you could just be as fucking terrible as possible. The second one, I tried to do it. When I tried to do an evil Baldur's Gate like 3 Dark Urge run, it nearly broke me. I had to keep taking breaks and go back to Woodrow, my Dragonborn Paladin, and kissing Halsin, and then feeling normal for a little bit, and then going back to the evil Dark Urge run. It's a lot. However, it also has a very, very good story, especially when it comes to like romancing Astarion, because there are a lot of ties between what the Dark Urge character goes through and what Astarion goes through. There's even like some special dialogue that Astarion has with Dark Urge that I don't think other characters have. I haven't actually like played through the Dark Urge with any of the other romance options. I've done it with Astarion so far. Hello? My microphone just disconnected. Anyway. That's concerning slightly, but it's fine. But yeah, there's a lot of like story ties that are like, when you like think about, I can honestly do essays about the characters and like how they work together and stuff, which many other people have already done, but I like to talk about it. Anyway, yeah, I will say that there's some stuff that it turns out that the Dark Urge used to do that is not very good. But so I would say if you are easily triggered by certain things, maybe not the best, unless you would like specifically ignore a lot of that. But yes, Mal, go to bed. Go sleep. Good night. Love you. Sleep well. You fucking knew. You fucking knew if you asked me a Baldur's Gate 3 question that I would end up talking about it for another 20 minutes. You're like, yes, I know. I know how to do this. I can cheat the system. So I think it's funny that I was on TikTok last night and I saw it was like, Mal has liked one of your reposts, and I was like, oh, okay. What is this? And I went to click on it and it was like, oh, you've nudged Mal about this like, and I'm like, I didn't mean to do that. I just wanted to know. I repost a lot of things. I wanted to know what it was, but I clicked on the little button thing, and then I was just like, oh well, it's done now. Can't delete it. It's already happened. I just wanted to know what the TikTok was, because I repost like a lot of things, and I was like, oh well, what is this? And then I hit the button and it was like, you have nudged Mal about this, and I was like, oh. Didn't mean for that to happen. Anyway, good night, Mal. Sleep well. I'm still not sure what I want to play tonight, but we are chatting, and that is fine. Okay, you hate me? No, I love you, and I want you to take care of yourself. You with your, what, 6 hours ahead of us? Fucking time traveler. Good night, Mao. It is already Tuesday for me. Wow. Imagine cheating and getting ahead of us. People in New Zealand are even more cheating because they are like already halfway through Tuesday. In 6 hours, you will definitely breathe. I know, 'cause future. I'm just gonna have to hold my breath then, so that I can prove you wrong. No, he won't. Oh no. Kirsty is going to murder me. Is it because I didn't play Undertale yet? I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how I have like, hi Riz, I love you. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I am going to be playing Undertale soon-ish, maybe. And if I don't play it soon-ish, maybe, then Kirsty, beloved mod and friend, is going to murder me in Minecraft. It is literally an incentive. Hang on, I don't even have it on this. Did I have it on? I don't even have it on here. Hang on, hang on, hang on. This is very important. Everybody seems to love, it's gonna be huge, don't mind it. There. Yeah, one of these is I play Undertale or Death, which is Kirsty is going to kill me if I don't play it. I hope you enjoy it. It's one of my comfort games. Everybody seems to really love it. And I like have been meaning to play it at some point. Yes, I do have Cookie Clicker. You know, it's funny because I was like trying Five Nights at Freddy's, yes, and Cookie Clicker, and I was like trying to like think of things that I can play that I wouldn't normally play, because I will say that I'm not really a picky gamer. I like cozy games, I like scary games, I like all kinds of games, I like streaming all kinds of games, and it's like I was trying to decide what I wanted to do, and I've not played Five Nights at Freddy's ever before, or really watched anyone play too much of it. I watched Kier play it for like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. And like DVD is on there as well. Five Nights at Freddy's is life, Five Nights at Freddy's is love, apparently. yeah, that is the plan. I also need to message Syrup and Sophie and like anybody that has already gifted subs or donated, because I'm thinking about, instead of putting like the PNG pause on the screen, I've gotten sidetracked completely. Water is now playing Overwatch. Was that what that was? I didn't look at it. But I saw somebody open a game. I've gotten completely sidetracked. I'm talking about the stream a thon thing again. I need to like message some people that have already like gifted stuff and ask what kind of like pause they want, because I'm thinking about, instead of having like the PNG pause on the screen all the time, because I'm gonna leave it open for a while, and having the pause on the screen, especially if since I don't use an overlay, might be a little bit distracting and get in the way. So I'm thinking about just having like something that I can turn on and off that has like has like a way of showing how much progress has been made, you know? Hi Natsu, I love you. I hope you're doing well. I want to play Overwatch, but also it's 12:30. Good night, Sari. Love you, Sari. Sleep well. I just made a cup of tea, so no. Oh. I hope you're doing well today, Natsu. I still need to message you about the clip that Dog sent, and if you would be comfortable with using it for a sound redeem for yourself. Your emote got approved. Let's fucking go. That's so good. That is very, very good. We love a good rip emote. Oops, I accidentally worked longer than I meant to. I'm so sorry, Steffi. You got this. The tongue is so cute. It is very, very cute emote. I love seeing like your other emotes. It's like, subscribe to Natsu to use Rip along with 4 of their other emotes, including Cat Shock, Cat Sitting, Cat Scream, and Burb. Rev is honestly so skilled. They really are. We have already talked so much about how much we love Rev and how talented they are, but I feel like we can say it 100 more times, and they deserve all of it. I did not just see Sari open Overwatch. Nope. No, never. Follow Rev or bonk. So true. So what exactly is Natsu Burb? I can't tell what exactly it is, mainly because I am unobservant, but the Burb is a sticker that randomly spawned on Mal's phone, so we both decided to make it a sub emote, but it didn't get approved for them yet. Oh, okay. Incredible. Instead of a Burb that looks very disappointed. Ah, okay. No, yeah, that makes sense. It's just sometimes with the smaller pictures, I can't quite get a good read on what it is. I have that struggle with a lot of emotes. The Burb's face is very funny. Funny. Foony. Funny even. Hydrates. I will take a drink. And a self-care check. Boy howdy, I do love loading into the end of a game and having a tank spam about how they need healing when I'm already fucking dead because they didn't protect me. Yep. The other day I loaded into a game and did not even get a chance to pick my character. It was already gone. We'd already lost. I was just like, okay. Cool. Anyway, general self-care check for everybody. Make sure that you are drinking some water as well. Every hydrate for the streamer is a hydrate for chat as well. Make sure that you have gotten some food if you haven't had any water or food in a while. Please do both of those things. Take any meds that you have coming up or that you might have missed. Put on some chapstick, some lotion. Put on your blue light glasses, which I'm not currently wearing. I'm just gonna put them on right now like nothing happened. Thank you for the big burb. Yeah, there, now I can see it. I appreciate that. That is a very, very interesting burb you have there. It is very silly. I love it. But yeah, put on some chapstick, lotion. Sit up straight, stop shrimping, stop sitting on your foot. I am also sitting on my foot. So I just almost said phone because I read phone. Jesus Christ. It just spawned on Mel's phone. So it just like appeared out of nowhere. Imagine it was some kind of like initiation. You guys are part of like a cult now because you have this sticker. And you guys are furthering the cult by sharing the sticker and making it an emote. Oh, we found out that for some reason the stickers from Mal's brother's phone transfer to her phone. Okay. Okay. No. I got you. That is very funny though. But yeah, what else have I not said? Give your pets a pat and be kind to yourself. That's my general self-care check for everybody. I think I have a lot of things to list off when I do a general self-care check. That's most of the time I get distracted more than halfway through and then I forget to finish it off. I have heard a lot of unfortunate iCloud stories. Yeah. See, I was thinking like an actual literal sticker. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I also use Android, so I was thinking about like an actual sticker. And then I was like, oh, you mean like a sticker like Discord has stickers. Okay, gotcha. Sometimes stuff you do not want to share gets shared in big yikes. Yeah. I've never really I had an iPhone for a while. But if you didn't also have like a MacBook or something, it made everything so much more difficult. Like, have you ever tried to load stuff onto an iPhone from like a Windows PC? It's a fucking pain. Jesus Christ. I was always lucky in that I am the only Apple user in my family. I realized that while I will admit that like Apple stuff is very cool, I think that a lot of their technology is very pretty. I don't like using it myself. It's just difficult to get around for me. It doesn't make as much sense to me, probably because I was raised around Android and Windows and that operating system over others, which is really the only real difference. It's not that one is technically better than the other, it's just what you are used to. Honestly, I love the Gigantify emotes thing. That's pretty good. Because that means that you get to like really see an emote. Except for the fact that one of the emotes I saw the other day that somebody decided to gigantify was like a smiley face with some feet. And I was uncomfortable. However, seeing yours is so good because it's so pretty. There's syrup. Thank you so much, Sarah. Oh my god. I switch between iPhone and Android like every other time. Frankly, I have all the Apple-y devices and also a PC. Yeah. The Apple-y devices. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, Syrup, for the bits to gigantify that cursed thing. And then we have Shirtless Vito. As we should. I appreciate all of you guys using your bits to gigantify emotes, even if some of them are a little bit cursed. Honestly, Syrup has some really funny emotes. Like, I just showed someone the other day this one. I can't even remember who it was. But they were like, oh my god, that emote is incredible. And I was like, yeah. I remember that, but not who said it. Was it in Saurus's chat? Maybe? I don't remember. Hell, you should be asleep. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like it was someone that I don't normally interact with, and it was like in Saurus's chat, and I had said something silly, and I'd used that emote. Of course, I'm also a huge fan of this one. That's just how I feel. Sometimes things are going on and I'm trying to be in VC with my friends and I'm like I'm trying to mod for Steve and I'm trying to do all these things. Yeah, Mal, I saw your message and I was like, should I call them out? Should I call them out? Nah. And then Natsu did anyway. I normally try not to look at Discord because I get super distracted and then I am not talking, which is kind of like, you know, an important thing when you're streaming is talking. Bottles, thank you so much. Buttspot for the second nickname today. The Overwatch vibes are weird tonight. Ah, you'll love to see it. You have to see the pic. This is just how I feel. That's just me when I'm sitting down. When somebody says something weird and then I haven't like responded yet or anything, that's just me. Just sitting there with my little arms crossed like look at this bullshit I have to deal with. Yeah, the little feet. The little feet sticking out. Very, very good. The disappointment is palpable. Yep. That one. Oh my god. I just keep knocking into my footstool. My bad. Perp was like, ah, shit, this is it. What bits? For some reason it isn't going through. Twitch, give me my bits. Oh, I'm so sorry. Good night, Mal. Sleep well, Mal. Burp is gonna be me when I wake up exhausted. Yep. And you will have only yourself and me to blame. Because I am streaming. But still. Good night, Mal. Love you. Why did my gynecologist send everyone a happy Father's Day message? That is so odd. Hey, listen. Some people can go to the gynecologist and be fathers. I don't know how many people they have going to their office, but no, you're right. It's weird. No. Hi, Devil. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Man, have you ever thought about how big sharks are? They're like 8 feet long sometimes. That's like 2 of me in a shark-shaped trench coat. Are you trying to sneak into the movies? Because I feel like that's usually the next step. 2 of you trying to sneak into a shark movie. 2 hours ago I wanted to start streaming. I still didn't start. Now it's too late. Yeah. I definitely have felt that. Where you're like, I have time to stream, but should I? Do I wanna? Am I in the right headspace? Is anybody gonna show up? And then, like, by the time you, like, are done thinking about it, it is past when you were going to go live, and it's later than you meant it to be, and then you're like, maybe I'll just rot instead. I feel like I simply do not need my doctors to wish me any kind of holiday. Yeah, you're right. It is kind of interesting when places do that kind of thing. I feel like I but do not butt my doctors to butt me any kind of holiday. Thank you so much, Buzzbot. Buttspot is right, and I think that Buttspot should say it. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't really have too much of a need to pay too close attention to my email, so I don't get very many, like, automated emails like that. And if I do, I am not paying attention to it. I think I will not go at 7:30 to uni, but at 9. Honestly, I cannot blame you for that. Who the fuck wants to get up that early? I know I don't. wanted to do sound alerts for redeems, and I was like, okay, all my sound alerts are something to do with Matthew Lillard. Not planned, by the way, but maybe I should do the same with my redeem alerts. So I tried looking for a good scene for my drown, hydrate, redeem, but the only thing I could find is IDK. Oh? The only scene I was able to find is just him completely wet because he fell into the river, and I don't know if that's appropriate. I mean... who's gonna stop you? Twitch will. Twitch will stop you if it's actually inappropriate, but like... it seems a lot like a thirst trap, but it's a hydrate redeem. So like, what is a more appropriate time to use a thirst trap than for a hydrate redeem? Oh my god. I specifically chose college classes that did not start before 10. It was not the best way to structure my education, perhaps, but I was not that into studying at the time. Fair. So fair. Won a game? All is well. Let's fucking go. Love playing as Anna. Anna is quite fun. I've really only played Anna in like I think I've played her like once probably, and then all the other times I've played her is like been in Mystery Heroes, but she's pretty fun. I like being able to hit people from a distance as well. It's funny that she just shoots her teammates to heal them. She can shoot her enemies to damage them and shoot her teammates to heal them, and I'm glad the TK told me that when I was first testing her out in the range, because I probably would not have done that. I would have completely forgotten. So no more 6 hours until uni, but in 7. Good night, Mal. Love you, Mal. Sleep well. Do not be the bird. Very disgruntled and angry. 8 AM classes were such a gamble. I exist on a schedule that is like 3 AM to 11 AM. That is when I sleep. I can't not. If I was better, I would probably try more for 2 to 10, but like I can't get up too early. It's just not for me. Oh my god. I think going to college only I think going to college only with the goal of being gay and having fun is not a bad thing. You are correct. Only bad thing with student loans. I have never gone to college, and I probably never will. I did not technically even graduate high school. I got my GED. So, me and studying, me and getting up early, not friends. You know, there's probably something to learn about that when it comes to, like, neurodivergency, and autism that wasn't being, helped in any way. But, I feel like I probably could try again, but it was fucking miserable in school, so I don't think so. Also, I rewatched a whole movie with Matthew Lillard in it in hopes of finding a good scene for any of my redeems, and well, didn't find anything. I'm not mad about rewatching the movie though, because I love that movie. You know, time well spent. You did go in trying to do something, you know, to further your streaming situation and like alerts and stuff, and then you didn't get anything, but at least you got to watch Matthew Lillard. Kinda same, yeah. I now have almost 400 anniversary cakes for Alan since he is my Pookie. I respect that. Alan, for me, currently has like 35, and he will probably stay that way. Because I have not been playing any Dead by Daylight. Ugh. I did play a little bit of Killer, but it just was not very fun. I still have 200 of last year's. Yeah, I had like 300 or so on Jeff. Of the flans or the tiramisus. And then I was like keeping them for a while. I was like, I'm not going to use these. These are my like anniversary cakes. And then I was like, why am I just holding on to them? And then I started using them. And now I'm down to about like 120, 130 or something like that. I got adept on Chucky, Pig, Freddy, and Blight today. Let's fucking go. You redeemed the party hats? I have not. I say this as something that I only expect me to pay attention, like to... I'm not expecting anyone else to feel this way. Like, I feel like I have to preface this by saying this, but I don't want the hats because I wasn't playing when the year 4 hats were around. I have all of the year 5 hats, but I wasn't playing in year 4. So I don't want to use the code to get the hats because I don't feel like I achieved them. And like if I had been playing and I just hadn't gotten all of them, I would absolutely do it because I like what's the fucking point if I have some of them but not all of them because I was like new or whatever. I would get all of them, but I have year 5s from playing, and I'm just not gonna get the year 4 ones. Plus the crowns, while they're like almost like a legacy kind of thing, and it's cool to like have them and stuff. They're just kind of there. They're ugly. I think that they're cool. I'm glad that they exist, and I'm glad that the code exists so that people that want them can get them. Like I said, this is something that I am putting on myself and nobody else. Because sometimes I say things like, you know, in the past, I've said things like, oh, well, I don't want to do that because I don't feel like it's how things are supposed to be. And then somebody's like, well, I did it this way. And I'm like, I didn't say anything about you. You can do it however you want. But me, I will be doing it this way because I feel like this is right. How dare you say that? Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I think I'm becoming a Chucky main because it's literally just so funny to play him. Yeah. I've never played as Chucky because I haven't bought a killer since Wesker. And I only have Wesker because he was like part of the license bundle with Ada and Rebecca. Every other killer I have missed out on. I don't even think I have Dredge still. It was around Dredge that I decided I didn't want to get. I didn't care. I didn't care about killers. I was just kind of like, eh. I can play like Huntress and have just a fine enough time. I don't really need to buy the new one and get the teachables and and like all of that. I like playing Onryo with, well, I used to. Since they've changed her, I don't like her very much, but I used to play Onryo with brutal strength, and that was it, because my Onryo was P0 level 1 until I wanted to put cakes on her at one point, and then I started leveling her, and then I still only played with the one perk, brutal strength. But I still do remember like the time when I was like focusing on getting teachables, focusing on getting survivors and killers to P3. I focused a lot less on killers, but I still got like Spirit, Legion, Huntress. Is that it? Those were the killers that I mainly like to play. And I got them to like P3, and they were mainly the only ones that I did. I never prestiged Wraith or Billy because they have like expired event items on them, and I did not want to lose them before the prestige update. So they are still like P0 level, like, what is it, like 50? 49, something like that. Hi, Anna, I love you. Hope you're doing well. I also got Lift Adept. I knew I forgot someone. Ah, he's the middle child. Oh, no. I want every killer and every survivor. No, that's fair. And I also, like, used to feel that way. I wanted all of the killers. I wanted all of the survivors. I wanted to get all of their teachables. I wanted to get all of their bloody cosmetics. Ah! Ad break. Oh, God. Okay, hello. Ads should be done. Yeah, I was thinking about how before I want to like add a bunch of other games, because we do have like a lot of games coming up that I need to play, like Mal redeemed the Uncharted series. I really want to play through Dragon Age. I want to play through Dragon Age so bad. I have to like physically stop myself from doing it like in my own time, because I want to stream it and I want to show you guys where my Baldur's Gate obsession started and all of that. I need to finish like Little Kitty Big City. I need to finish Spiritfarer. I need to finish Breath of the Wild, which I still haven't finished. And like play the catfishing game. Yeah. There are just so many games that I want to play, that, and also just like a lot of games that we have that people have like requested, like Dead Space, Undertale, Red Dead Redemption, Hades. I still haven't scheduled when I'm gonna play Hades because Testier did redeem that. But I decided that I kind of, before I get into another like story game, I want to finish some of the games that I haven't finished yet. Like I want to finish Little Kitty Big City. I want to finish Spiritfarer, you know. I want to get some of the games done before signing up any new ones. I was about to ask why until you said in my own time. Yeah. I want to play Dragon Age so bad. You have to finish Kitty Game. Yes, I've heard that the ending is very good and very heartwarming and all of that. I'm fighting the urge to just achievement hunt the entire time. Steffi is now playing Lemon Cake. That's another really good game. 159 games on Steam. I think you can find one. Yeah, that's not even including the ones I have on EA, the EA app, and also on my Switch. I'm on Thursday. We are going to be doing the villager hunt that I promised last year for Coco, because we started villager hunting for Coco and then we found Rudy, and so then I had to end the villager hunt. And then I think we played Baldur's Gate. I still have not finished Cat Game, but it's only because my brain says 100%ing it or nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I was trying to decide if I wanted to 100% it like on stream or if I wanted to do it in my own time. And I'm kind of leaning towards doing it in my own time. I might do like some of it while I'm just like playing around, but I do have it scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Say hi, Benji.
Hi, Jay. I love you. I hope you're doing well. Why do you have so much on your wish list? I have 69 games on my wish list. That is on purpose. I have 69 games. 100% on purpose. I don't know. I just have like a lot of games on my wish list because I have a lot of games that I love and a lot of games that I am interested in. Most of them are like smaller indie style games, or like, because I like a lot of different kinds of games. So I think I have 48. Nice. It's also a respectable amount of games on your wish list to have. It's gotten to the point, however, where I will have to like remove another game if I want to add another game to my wish list. I have 78. It's not quite 69, is it? I hope you're doing well today, Jay. I need to message you and ask you, or just ask you now. I am going to be working on like a little like overlay kind of thing. And as like kind of like a way to show people's support and everything over the streamathon kind of thing that I'm doing. And like last year when I did my subathon, I had like cat paws, like cat PNG paws, and I would like put them on the screen. If this is gonna go on for a long period of time, I don't really want them to be on the screen the whole time, but I'm still thinking about like putting the paw for like people that have gifted me stuff. So I have like a tan one, a white one, a black one, and like a calico one. And so I was thinking about getting people's like opinions about which color they wanted. If they like gift subs, gift bits. But I have to actually remember to actually do that. Hi, username. I love you. I hope you're doing well. So, like, I'll probably ask, like, Sophie, ask Sarah, ask, Kier. Kier gave bits, and Anna also gave bits. But I haven't actually done that because my brain was all over the place today. It was doing way too many things. So I got overwhelmed, but I'm thinking about doing this and asking people what color they want, and then like adding it to like almost like a collage kind of thing on like a transparent background, so that I can like turn it on and off depending on like when I want to like show off the support that has been given, and then not have it on the screen the entire time. Nah, I'm farming. Imagine. Hates me. Yeah. Imagine having more than like 30. You used to have like 100. Jesus. I just think having 69 is a good number. Really great idea and super cute. Thank you. Do you have a preference of what color? You have gifted a couple of subs, and I wanted to make sure that I asked you. I have the tan, I have the white, I have the black and calico. You want the black one? Okay. I'm gonna write that down, and like I'm gonna try to ask people when they like help out, then I can like ask them which one they want. And then I'll like update it as time goes along.
Close enough.
Hey, you guys actually heard that one this time. I still love that alert. Jay, thank you so much for gifting a sub to your buddy, the Devil. Devil, I hope you enjoyed that sub. All of my cat meme emotes and the one dog one. Boop. I can give Nico a boop later. She is again not in this room. Right, and Shirtless Vito. Everybody fucking loves Shirtless Vito. Which is really funny considering I don't stream Dead by Daylight anymore. Anyway, I'll put this one up here, and then we'll like... We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I trust you with my 50 channel points. Too bad. Communism. Anna said... None. None channel points, actually. It costs nothing to give Nico a boop. And I'm like, well, wait, hang on. And it's like, too bad. Such a meme mod, and I love it. Yeah, we always need Anna on the mod squad to be a little bit of a chaotic little gremlin and like cause some chaos, cause some ruckus. I will take that hydrate. I did just take a drink of water, but we will take another one. You're doing good. Playing Act 2 of my first Honor Mode Baldur's Gate 3 save. Let's fucking go. I started my first Honor Mode run, and I immediately broke my Paladin's Oath on the, like, the fucking, the tieflings that have like captured Lae'zel. I missed it. I missed like the persuasion deception check that you need to do, and then it just like immediately lost it, and I was just like, bruh. And then I was like running through places, just like picking up fucking everything and selling it so that I could get my oath back. Because I was like, this was not part of my plan or my character. So I was just picking up books and plates and everything I could get my hands on and selling it. Always redeem it after you already drank something. Yeah, I do try, like, especially while I'm mainly just talking instead of like playing a game, which sometimes has like quiet spots, but I'm not constantly talking. I'm usually pretty good about like drinking water while I'm sitting there, so then somebody will like redeem it and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I just took a drink, but okay. It is good to remind me to do it, however. Can I tell you something I'm not proud of? Lae'zel and Halsin died because of me. Like, died? Like, dead, can't revive? Or, like, died, like, went back to Withers and was like, hey, can you bring them back to life, please? And then he did. My boyfriend is asleep and he still manages to tickle me. Sounds like a conspiracy to me. I accidentally killed the one shopkeeper in Act 2 because I was trying to glitch to get my money back. In my defense, it worked in my tactician save and she didn't die. Please tell me you are staying on all night. Probably not. Depending on what if I decide to play something, because now we're an hour and 20 minutes in and I haven't decided on what I want to play yet, even though we've discussed a lot of things. I'll probably stream for about 3 hours and then find somebody to raid into, because like dead as hell, unrevivable. What did you do? Isn't you, Mal, and Dog my 2 ideas for hydrate redeem alert? Okay. I gotta see this. Jesus Christ. Fucking Christ, that was loud. I don't have Discord on this scene. That's fine. Oh, it's not your fault. I've been listening to things and like having it turned up kind of loud. Honestly, either one of those could work, if you ask me. was like watching some clip or something that somebody shared the other day, and I like turned the Discord audio all the way up.
Slime Steve just subscribed.
Steve!
Miles beloved.
Thank you so much for the resub. 21 months. That is so long. I feel like I say that every time. But like, that is so long. How are you doing, Steve? Huge cat kiss. So yeah, fix my cat kiss button. Let's fucking go. Okay, sorry. I accidentally left Halson to fight the goblins on his own. I ran away because I was low health, low spell slots or something, and I thought if I choose the dialogue option to just leave him, that the combat wouldn't take place. So even if I had fought the fight, he would have been aggressive towards me anyways. Oh no. And with Lae'zel, I did not pass the persuasion to have Shadowheart not cut their throat. Oh, lovely. Beautiful. Love to see it. You're good, I'm glad. I'm good as well. The Shadowheart roll. Honestly, that kind of stuff is what makes me nervous about doing an honor mode run. It's one of my incentives. Honor mode Baldur's Gate 3. Now that might have to wait until I have a PC that can like genuinely stream the game, because mine really struggles to run it. But it's on there, which means it will probably happen, because I haven't actually assigned any prices to any of this stuff. So we're probably going to experience that together, and I'm very scared. Yeah, I'm doing good. I assigned so many things to do today, and then I only did some of them. But I did do my laundry, so there's that. Sometimes gay thoughts end up killing someone. I mean, I can't exactly argue with this. Like, I can't exactly say that that's not true. It's like Fortnite hardcore, but Baldur's Gate. Yeah. You know Fortnite. Why is Minecraft Fortnite? I don't know. I believe that was something that Anna added at some point while he was bored and looking at emotes on 7TV. And was adding a bunch of Minecraft ones. Treats for the kitten. I can't give that to her right now because she's not here. I did ask for it because I gave Anna.
Say thank you. Nipple salad. Close enough.
Jay, thank you so much for the 3 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Pastel and a Wild Tea Addict and username. Let's fucking go. Hi, Wild Tea Addict. How are you doing? If you are here and you just got gifted a sub, please make sure to thank Jay and enjoy the cat meme emotes and the one dog one and shirtless Vito. Everybody loves shirtless Vito. I really appreciate that, Jay. I'm still not over the rejection from Steve. What? Pardon? Okay. What was worse than them dying is that Lae'zel's body was in the camp, but she was just laying there and she was too heavy for me to pick up. So for a while, so her body was just chilling in the camp for a while. Oh no. Oh god, that's horrifying. It's almost like when Anna was doing his evil Baldur's Gate 3 run and just had a chest full of corpses. Camp probably smelled like Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment. But yeah, Jay, thank you. I appreciate you gifting some subs. Like I have been talking on and off about I am doing kind of like a streamathon. It's not really a subathon, but any money given through subs, bits, or donations through Ko-fi, Ko-fi, I don't know how you're supposed to say it, are helping me right now hopefully buy a new PC. And I have some incentives and stuff set up. It's gonna I feel like sometimes I'm a little bit harsh on what I set up to do. Thank you for that. That is the command that I have. No, thank you, Buttspot. I feel a little bit harsh on like what I've set up for these incentives, because I feel like sometimes the most popular kind of incentives are like the ones that are like, you know, eat bugs, eat like weirdly flavored beans, whether they're like the spicy ones or like mystery ones. And mine are basically just like, I read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, 12-hour stream, I play Undertale or Kiersey kills me. Because they're really like, what was that? Where did that come from? Ah, what was that? Slime ball, Steve. What the fuck? What the hell? Steve, thank you so much for that. I can't even see how much it was, because I'm stupid. I don't know how Ko-fi works. Hang on, I got coffee, however you say it. Steve, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. I will ask you. This is over the alert. Jax, thank you so much for the raid, and Steve, thank you so much for the donation through Ko-fi, whatever it is. Jax, how was your stream? You were playing Dead by Daylight. I'm not surprised. We love Dead by Daylight. Do we love Dead by Daylight? We do. But hello, welcome in. I hope your stream was good. I hope your stream was good. Thank you for trusting me with your community. If anybody here is not already following Jax, please do. Very, very cool. Very, very cool person that I have met through a couple of different chats, and I know that they have like a PNG tuber that I think was made by Rev Spicy as well, which, you know, once again, we mention how much we love Rev Spicy. Oh, I got a hype train emote. thank you guys for the hype train as well. Look, I got an emote. Well, welcome in. I hope your stream was good. If anybody new here would like to know the general vibe of the stream, however, I have a raid video. Like I normally say, Jax, if you gotta go do some after stream self-care, good night, Sari, I love you. Sleep well. There's a lot of things happening, and I feel like I have missed a lot of things, but I love you. Thank you for hanging out. Sleep well. I do have a little bit of a raid video. If anybody that came in on the raid would like to know the general vibe of the stream, I will say that it is a lot of swearing, and it's a lot of different games, butt cracked. And it's a lot of not knowing what the fuck is going on. Hey, we say fuck at the wait. What was that? From Jay? Did that say Jay? I can't see it. Thank you so much for the donation as well, Jay. And Steve, I need to ask you what color paw you want. I need to remember. Ah! Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Charlie. Anyway, raid video, okay? Enjoy.
Come over here.
Okay. Pussy. Whoa! Fuck! Would you like a cat? I have some. They're right over there. Cat. You stole my cat. We look ridiculous. It would be kind of funny. Let them eat poop. Really? Really, Sophie? Ah! Oh my god, my cat's sneezing.
Lives. Plenty of time, gamers, and I'm right by a door. They're probably gonna bring me in a little more. Yeah, good call. Oh, Limes, you heckin' legend! Oh my goodness, Limes. Limes! My goodness, Limes!
Fuck. Anyway, hello. Welcome back. That is the general vibe of the stream. That's when we say fuck. So just a little bit early, but it's fine. But hello. Welcome in. I hope your stream is good. Jax, thank you for trusting me with your community. It was fairly short. I was out of spoons, but I liked it. I am glad that it was a good stream. I do completely understand the no spoons thing, and I'm sorry about that. But I'm glad that you got the chance to stream, because sometimes just like getting ready and like starting stream and like hitting the start stream button is very, very difficult, and you did it, and I'm proud of you. I did make Steve swear at some point. It was very funny, and I will never let him live it down, even though he just donated quite a bit to my fund that I'm trying to do. Anyway, Steve and Jay, thank you so much for the donations as well, and Natsu, thank you for the lurk. I hope you are getting some rest as well, because I know that it is late for you. But yes, I really appreciate you guys and support and the raid as well. I feel like there was a lot of things that just happened all at once, and I hope that I covered all of them. I need to ask Steve and Jay as well what cat paw color you guys want, because I'm gonna make like a little collage of like paws for different people. Like there's a tan one, and there's a white one, and there's a black one, which Jay already got, but I'm down for giving Jay more because okay, you want another black paw, and then I'm gonna make like a little collage of like what people have collage. I will allow that. That was good. But yes, I kind of want to like make a little collage of paws that I can like turn on and off, because probably having like the paws on my screen the entire time, especially if I leave it open for a while, is ow. Mel, I got a notification through Google with that one. Oh, it's because I actually have the page open. Mel, thank you so much for the support through and the donation through coffee. I keep thinking it's Ko-Fi or Kofi, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced coffee. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Would you like to pick an actual color for your paw? Because I have the black one and the tan one and the white one and the calico looking one. And you can't spend much time these days, but I promoted you in my Discord to help you get. Thank you so much, Larid. I really appreciate you. That is very, very sweet. And I completely understand that life is busy and everything. If anybody here is not already following Larid, please do. He makes a lot of really cool content, plays a lot of really cool games, and is just like really, really cracked at video games and D&D and like pretty much anything that he sets his mind to. He was doing a like one-man playthrough of like a campaign, and he has like 50 million actions and does like 300 trillion points of damage. Laird is very, very cool, and it has been a very, very good time getting to know him. I will always be glad that I started to hang out. Automod held a message for a reason. Smart detection in beta. They were trying to sell viewers. We don't need those. Thank you, Kier. I appreciate that. But yeah, I will always be grateful that I initially like met Cade and then like got to meet you and like all of the people through him. That will always be a very, very cool time. I am just playing games. You know what? So am I. In fact, I'm not even playing a game. I'm just playing one in the background. I'm just talking. But, oh yeah, Laird was also playing Stardew, like, for the first time. Which was a lot of fun to watch because I love Stardew. And watching people, like, initially get into it is so much fun. But I really do appreciate your support, Laird. Very, very sweet. Guys, not to be dramatic, but I was kind of good at Brigitte in Mystery Heroes. Let's fucking go. You're defeating the the monster. You're befriending Brigitte. It's playing the song that I play at the beginning. Again. Play this one. You're coming over to the always the other side. I just read always and I said always. I am so bad about doing that. Always been a fantastic friend, and it's been an honor to watch you grow. I really appreciate that, Laird. It has been very, very cool getting to know you and seeing you around. And I am once again very sorry for what they did to Blight. I don't think I actually got your opinions about Blight like after, or did I? I don't remember. I have so many things that happen in my brain. Didn't realize Steve was here. Yes, Steve was here. Oh, he feels awful. I'm so sorry. Steve was here. Steve popped in, resubbed, said, "Hey, I'm great. How are you?" I said, "I'm great too." He said hello to some people, and then he was just like, "Here is some money," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then he disappeared. He was like, "My job here is done," and then he like flicked his cape and disappeared into
Miles, I fucking love you too.
disappeared into the night, and I was like, man, he's so cool. Did I miss him saying something earlier? I feel like he said cat kiss. Okay. He said cat kiss and then flicked his cape and disappeared into the darkness. What is that I can't see? From Arso_in. What? Sorry. I believe Anna actually like blocked Arso as a term so that nobody can say it. Jesus Christ, thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. I and Mal and Jay and Steven and Sophie and Syrup and everybody that's donated and gifted subs and bits and tested out like the Gigantify emotes thing. I really appreciate that. My face is very warm. And you guys can't see me, but it's the truth. I think it was funny one day Anna was just like, wait, I'm a mod, which means that I can block words, and then I just see Arso_in blocked term Arso. And I was just like, you know what? Fair. I blocked the term milk because some punk ass kid was annoying me. So I feel like I have blocked terms for less. Oh, I blocked milk in Cam's chat and Barista Lad's chat. You cannot say milk unless you are a VIP or a mod. I've thought about I've thought about blocking it here just because it's really funny. Probably one of the funniest things that I have had to explain multiple times, but I'm like, ah, yes, there's some fucking annoying kid kept coming in talking about pilk. And I was like, you know what? If you keep this up, I'm going to block the term milk or pilk or whatever. And they were like, well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about whatever the fuck milk and soda combination they were talking about. And I was just like, what if I just... What if I just banned you? But I didn't. Blocked the word daddy in my own stream because some people were being creeps. Same day I did it, Daddy Megan redded me. Oh no! I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Arso_in_ used add block term milk. So, wouldn't even let her speak. Oh no. It like actually picks up on like names as well. Wait. Oh, you were using the Stream Elements one. Okay, okay. No, I get that. That makes sense. Not the bilk. Oh my god. However, sadly, since so many people are VIP and mod around here, the block term will only block some people. I've never understood why, like, I mean, like, I understood mods being able to use words because, like, sometimes they have to explain words and, like, why they're blocked sometimes, but, like... My face is very warm. Self-care, general self-care check for everybody. Make sure that you are drinking some water and having some food. Make sure that you have done one or both of those recently. If you have not done one of those or both of those, go get a snack, go get some water. Take any meds that you have coming up or that you might have missed. Iced coffee. Iced coffee is delicious. However, it's not quite water. Iced coffee does sound good, however. I will admit that. Take any meds that you might have missed or that are coming up. Put on some lotion, put on some chapstick. Let's see. Put on your blue light glasses or protective glasses if you're Rev. Sit up straight. Stop sitting on your foot, Steve. I am this time I am not sitting on my foot. This time. And I think that's only because somebody redeemed the self-care check earlier. And I was like, oh man, I gotta stop sitting on my foot. Milk is gross. Oh my god. You better not be. I'm not, I promise. Let's see. What else do I normally say? Give your pets a pat and be kind to yourself. Well, there's ice cubes. Yeah, that nut. I mean, like, you are correct. And technically, at the bottom of a lot of drinks, there is water. However, it's the other things that get put in the drink that kind of negate the water aspect. I'm sorry, Mal. I'll give Nico a pet just for you. That is a lot of miles. That is quite a few, I will admit. Okay. The most violent I have ever seen chat get at a content creator was Lilith Omen's chat arguing about eggnog. It got quiet and I just piped in with who likes their eggnog clumpy, and we had over 20k messages in a minute over that. Oh no. Oh my god. My message keeps not getting posted. Are you using the word milk? Milk is now banned. How dare you? Oh my god. Not saying anything wrong. Sorry, there's just it's just like a really interesting joke that has been going around for a long time. What if I banned Dr. Pepper? Then what? I would unban it because I like Dr. Pepper. You better believe it. Oh my god. I have a bowl of strawberries with milk and sugar. Ooh, that sounds good. Laird, I swear to god. Laird, no, Anna's like, Laird, I've had enough. My humor is cream of the crop. Oh my god. Oh, also I want Calico Paw, please. Okay. I have realized that I put all of the paws up here and then I proceeded to not get an answer about who wants what paw. And Mal also said the calico one, correct? The 3-color one. We'll put another one up here. Laird's like, hey, you know, it's been very nice getting to know you and like being overall very sweet, and then it says something punny and Anna's like, fuck you. With so much love. Try blueberries, milk and sugar is also so tasty. Nice. Sounds good. I take him and I shove him into a locker. Absolutely incredible. This chat is very gay. Just got picked up by Onamon. In Pride Month? Kind of homophobic. Good luck, I am not tiny. Oh? Was there another one? Jesus Christ. I was like, well, there's 3 things on the like the reporting tool. I was like, what is that? I was like, oh, there's 3. No, the one of them is Laird. Oh my god, that's very funny. Bots, go away. Go away and leave us alone. I always think it's very funny when like there are like just bots coming in. I will not get over the fact that they're like the bots started coming in with their bullshit the other day while I was finishing Alan Wake 2. I was just like, hey bots, welcome in. How do you make it so that the chat is only people who have been following for like a month? I can do it right now. Or I can make it like a week. Just in case, because I don't remember when anybody followed me. I don't want to exclude anybody. It hasn't been a month for me, yeah. Well, I mean, like, apparently it has, because you sent a message after I enabled that. But then I swapped it to a week, just so that nobody is left out. When I like turned on all of the settings for shield mode, I just put everything as high as fucking possible. I'm like, subscribers, emote, oh, is subscriber only, emote only, follower only for like 3 months. So I'm working on a mini meetup for some of my crew. I am looking at a spot out in the middle of the West Texas deserts, and they think I'm gonna murder them all. Well, you're either gonna murder them all or induct them into some kind of cult, and that's like your base. Why is Twitch saying that my stream is unstable again? It's literally not. It's completely fine. 0 dropped frames. 30 out of 30 FPS, but Twitch is telling me that it's unstable. Whatever. Why not both? Oh, whoa. Yeah, I don't think I have like a follower or follow age command. I don't think so. Viewers are unstable. So am I. We are all a little bit unstable. However, my internet is very stable. Most stable thing about me. That has been going by way too fast. Yeah. I have the charisma for a cult leader. I mean, like, is this your calling, do you think? I could see it happening. Definitely. It is very funny because I've been thinking like for a long time about like what ideally I would look like after I get on testosterone, and I keep coming down to the same idea that I'm either going to look like some homeless like surfer bro, or I'm going to look like a cult leader. If everything works out. With the long hair and the beard and everything. I'm gonna look like a cult leader. And I think it's just gonna depend on what clothes I wear. Some people were born to work with kids, some were born to work with food, some were born to be a cult leader. So true. A while back at the convention I was working at back in May, 11 women over 2 days walked up and gave me phone numbers. It was so weird. Yes, yes, very weird. Very weird. And not, you know, just being attractive or anything like that. Or just looking like being friend-shaped. I am ugly as homemade sin. Laird, I do not believe you. And what? Laird comes in and is just like, hey guys, and Anna's like, fuck you. Be nice to yourself. I do not believe you for a second though, Laird. We are always more critical of ourselves, and there is always someone else who will see us and think that we are beautiful. And that is the truth of just humanity. We are just so, like, critical of ourselves. And we're like, there's no one who would ever love me. And then there are so many people that are like, I love you. And it's like, well, you what? Huh? You do? The fuck? What's wrong with you? And that is just how life is, apparently. I said I was going, but this is important. Please read the DM I sent you. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised by that because it is connected to PayPal. My PayPal has my name on it. I also saw, like, someone else's name that donated to me, and I was like, I am not looking at that anymore. Yeah, that's a thing, because it's connected to PayPal. I have been pointedly trying not to look at anything that people would not feel comfortable for me seeing. I don't know exactly if there is like a way to avoid that. I'm still very new to Ko-fi, coffee, whatever it is. But I apologize if that is the case. If there is a way to avoid that and I didn't do it, I am very sorry. If you donate from your own Ko-fi account, coffee. Okay, I started doing it as a joke, but now it's no longer a joke. Not just the page. I think it will show your account name instead. Oh, interesting. I promise that, and I know I am a person on the internet, but I promise that if anything is ever shared with stuff like that, I will absolutely forget it 100%. Yeah. Yeah, like when you're looking at the page, it should like be fine. And it's like whatever like username you put in, or like name, nickname, or whatever. Yeah, it should be fine. Why would we give Miles my fucking social security number? I was also gonna say, was it your PlayStation name for a long time? Your name? It still is, baby. Okay. From my see is that we see the name of your PayPal when we donate. I don't. Yeah, that could be an issue. I might have to figure something out about that, but I do not know how to change it. God bless. Yeah, there was also like I changed mine because my username on PlayStation was like a nickname from when I was a kid. Yeah, PayPal did show me something like someone that donated earlier, and I was like, I'm going to not look at this. Actually, we are simply going to not perceive. I am very sorry that that wasn't clear. I probably should make that clear. Oh, it's okay. I'll have to like see if there's anything I can do about that, but right now I am not going to. Oh, what's that? From Steffi. Is that what that said? I can't read it. It's so tiny. 100 and oh my god. Steffi, thank you so much for the donation, getting us to ads, fuck. God damn it. ads should be done. Steffi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. And we have gotten to my coffee Ko-Fi goal, which is insane. Already. That is so much. And that is a very good start to being able to buy a new PC and all of that. I know that good PCs are like pretty expensive, and my hope was just to get a little bit to get started. And you guys have absolutely destroyed that. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much. Also, Steffi, what color paw would you like? Oh whoa. Because I want to add it to the collage of paws and things. The calico. Calico seems to be pretty popular. Another calico right there. I still need to ask other people what paws they want. Hang on. I should probably move these over here. They're not just in the way. Close seems closest to the beanie beans. That's very cute. But yeah, I really do appreciate all of the support that you guys have showed. I don't really know, like, when I started this, I kind of didn't want to make it like a subathon, because the way that I organized the subathon last time was that, you know, we got to like a specific amount, I unlocked a new emote slot, and it was like I would get to like the highest that I expected, and that would unlock all of the things that I had planned. But I don't really know like what exactly would be the like way that I would organize that, considering it's going to be like revenue from Twitch and anything donated through coffee. So I'm probably going to just commit to doing all of these things that I have promised. I've mentioned that before. Like, I'm probably just going to do everything. One of the things that I thought of after I finished making this graphic that could be like another extra thing, depending on like how it goes and all of that, is I was kind of thinking about doing like making a new raid video, but doing it like on stream so that you guys could like help me pick clips and like what they should say and like all of that stuff. I'm thinking about adding that in here somewhere, because I feel like that could be fun. However, you guys would probably have to witness my very, very subpar video editing skills, which is that might be embarrassing for me. I don't know. But yeah, I really do appreciate all of the support. I really appreciate that. It's after 3 a.m. I should sleep. Yes, good night, Natsu. Love you, Natsu. It is very late. Please get some sleep. Get some good sleep. Good night. Thank you for hanging out. And thank you for the bits to gigantify emotes and all of that. I really do appreciate it. I hope you sleep well, and I will see you in a chat someplace tomorrow, probably. Because that is where we see each other all the time, is just in chats here and there. And everywhere. But yeah, I feel very warm still, and we still haven't figured out if I'm actually going to be playing a game tonight. Usually on Mondays, I only stream for about 3 hours to begin with, so it would be like 45 minutes of the game before I signed off and left. So I don't know. There are a lot of games that I could play, but I just have not decided. The B70V emote, yeah, I believe I was the one that added that like a long time ago, back when I added it to Kier's channel, because she was back in her Minecraft era, and I just really liked the vibe, yeah, the vibey emote. And so I was like, I'm adding it to my channel, even though I have done... That's not what I meant to do. I have done none Minecraft content. Oh, that is not... Oh, that's not... Oh. Okay. Oh, what's the fucking pig B70V emote? I think it's just P. Sorry, I can't read. It's my first day. Please don't make fun of me. I'm pretty sure it is literally just... Nope, it's not. I just said P in my own chat for no reason. Wait, is it not there anymore? Listen. All right. Is it not there? Somebody remove it? I can't just search for it because it's just gonna show me every single Peepo emote ever. I don't remember who added that one, but it was like a P. It was a P because it was Pig B. And then the time that Sari would say pee pee poo poo, it showed the P, the Pig B. Sorry. This is such a weird thing to talk about. Leapfrog has been added to chat. Thank you so much. Kind of spaced out, and the first thing my brain tuned into was that whole thing. I am so sorry. This is not the normal. This is not the normal content. I swear. I swear it's not. I mean, it's not always. Sometimes it is. Not all the time, only sometimes when we talk about cursed Minecraft emotes. Especially the one that says Fortnite. Or the pig bee one. No, me writing Forg. Honestly, earlier when I went to say goodnight to someone who was going to bed, I think it was like dog, I wrote Dugnite. Because I swapped the G and the D, and I was like, I'm not dyslexic. And yet here I am, struggling to spell. Okay. Okay, so do we think we're actually gonna play a game tonight? Because, like, we could play a game for a little bit, right? Because I was thinking, like, Coral Island, because I kind of got interrupted in the middle of one of the days recently, like when my computer crashed. Minecraft Chicken Donut. What? What is happening? What did I... Are you also looking at emotes? Are you recommending an emote for Anna, or did Anna add one and I can't see it? I'm confused. Looking for the P one and now I am recommending that one. What the fuck is it? Now I'm concerned. Yeah, I was thinking about playing like Coral Island maybe, because we did get interrupted when I was playing one of the days the other day, and so then I could like finish that day and maybe a little bit, maybe like another day. And then we can just like wrap it up, go to bed, all of us, because it's been a really good it's been a really good stream. I've realized that these streams where I'm basically just kind of talking shit and we're just Minecraft Chicken Donut. Okay. Piglin chicken. Okay. May I ask what's wrong with your computer? Yeah, it is basically becoming outdated. I will say that the blue screening has kind of like cooled off. It's not doing it as much anymore. However, it's been struggling a lot. I currently have like my old hard drive, which is very slow. I have a really old graphics card. So I said this in the Into the Fruits earlier today, where I was like, I feel really silly making like such a big deal out of getting a new PC now, because like it's not blue screening as much anymore because we swapped out the hard drive. Is it getting hot? I'm not any hotter than like the computer normally does. It was some kind of like error that was happening with like Windows, and like something else was going on. It would do it when I wasn't doing anything. It would do it when I just was like editing a picture. Like when I was making the streamathon graphic, I was trying to make this and it kept blue screening while I just had GIMP open, which is like my photo editing thing. Do you know how old your PC is? I built it in 2020. I built it in 2020. It is quite a bit old. I'm gonna blow you up. This is your job. You deserve to be able to do it without worrying. Okay, but I feel weird because my job is like hanging out with you guys, and it feels weird that I'm like hanging out with you guys and being like, hey, give me some money. Yeah, it is a bit old. It has been a very faithful PC. It has just been like struggling recently. You could do more job. Yeah, no, yeah, that's basically what I was thinking, is that when I like started setting all of this up, I was like, I was like, this is like a really big problem. Like, I can't do anything for more than like an hour before like it blue screens. Like, I somehow managed to get away with it for like a couple of weeks before it blue screened while I was streaming, and then like after that it just kept blue screening like 10 minutes after the last time it blue screened, and then it would wait like a half an hour, and then it would blue screen again. And I'm thinking it was the SSD that I had that was not interacting with the rest of the PC well, because like I said, everything is a bit outdated with this PC. So I was wondering if it's not really the SSD's like fault, or if it was just the rest of the computer not working with the SSD. So I am hoping to just like, my idea is either to buy a pre-built PC or to like pick out the parts and have my brother, who knows a lot about computers, help me put it together. But even just finding like, even like getting the parts is gonna be fucking expensive. Surprised you were able to run Baldur's Gate 3 on a 4-year-old graphics card. Yeah, me too. Me fucking too, dude. That game is so beautifully like well done, because I don't think any other fucking game of that size would run on this computer. I don't think you were here to see the fiasco that was me trying to play Alan Wake. Me trying to play Alan Wake 2 on my computer. It was a disaster. There was just a wall of mud. Everything was blurry. Textureless Alan Wake. The Saga's like FBI like yellow print on the back of her. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anna. Not find it either. It doesn't exist. It must have been removed or something, which is interesting considering 7TV's whole thing was that they wanted to add emotes that other people might not have found appropriate. And so that's why people moved from better TTV to 7TV. Mandela effect. But yeah, my hope is that I can like get some money, get a new PC, and I still haven't decided if I want to just go ahead and buy like a pre-built one or P-Della effect. And then Buttsbot had to join in as well. Of course they did. P-Della butt, yep. My 3-year-old computer ran Baldur's Gate, but it got so hot and the fan sounded like they were trying to take off, so I had to take out the old heatsink and ram a new one in because the brackets and screws did not fit into my motherboard, but by God, I did it anyways. Honestly, I am surprised that Baldur's Gate has run on my computer as much as it has, and as well as it has. And this graphics card even was like a slight step up from the one that I had before, and the one that I had before, the textures would just break in like specifically in like big cutscenes at the end of the game. The textures would just break and then it would be like a void. This one is slightly better, but also not very good. It is so old. But yeah, that is my hope, is that I can get some money together, buy a new computer, and then I can like do fun things like do the honor mode, actually get to play all the way through Baldur's Gate 3 on stream, which will take me about approximately 800 years, considering I usually only play the story game on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But then you guys get to hear me talk forever about how much I love the game. I should play Baldur's Gate now that it's downloaded. Yeah, I only played 26 hours. I have 2,500 hours. I love how like the I have an unhealthy amount. Yeah, me too. But not 2K. Okay, listen. All right, listen. Okay, I have always done this. I was talking about this earlier, and it's another one of the incentives is me playing through the Dragon Age series. I started this obsession. Us thinking about P. Okay. Oh my god. At 2K hours you just are bouldering. Yeah. But I started like the long-term obsession. This emote is no longer available. Oh no. RIP 07. 07P. Anyway, sorry. I started all the way back in Dragon Age Origins. I put 400 hours into my brother's Steam account because a moment of silence for P, please. Oh, 07. However, we do have Gay Potion, which is the potion of the month. That is ASP. Jesus Christ. You know, sometimes some things said in this chat is not something that I expected I would say. You can't just say yuck. Somebody's gonna take you seriously and they're gonna cancel me for having homophobic mods. And then I'm gonna have to be like, oh, no, wait. No. You guys don't understand. Anna is so fucking gay. Stop drinking your pee. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. There. But yeah. Honestly, at this point, I don't think we're gonna end up playing a game. I think I'm just gonna end up talking for the rest of the time. Cause I don't know. Sometimes I am kind of insane when and like that's very clear when I mentioned that I have over 2,000 hours in Baldur's Gate 3 is that I like to like get into a game and like have time to like really get into it, you know? And sometimes when I only play like a little bit of it, I get a little bit frustrated. That is very cute. I adore that. Very, very good. I have to do dishes and other chores, but I want to get through Act 2 ASAP so I can romance Shart. Yeah, that's fair. I think Shadowheart is yeah, I was like, what are you gonna throw? What are you throwing in Act 2? Oh, through. Okay, no, I caught up. Romancing Shart, yeah. Shadowheart is like the last romance that I have not finished. I have not done any, unsurprisingly. Yeah, how many hours did you say you had again? 26? I don't feel like unless you were a speed runner, you would have the time to romance anyone. One of these days I'm just gonna have to sit down and like work out a schedule of just like playing Baldur's Gate with Steffi, with Sari, with just like all of the homies that have been struggling to get through the game and like help you guys not get sent to jail. I still think about the time that I was watching Lurk play Baldur's Gate 3 and she was not streaming it for like 10 minutes before she tried to steal from the corpse of the guy that dies at the gate of the Emerald Grove and got sent to jail. And I was like, girl. How the fuck? She was like, well, he's dead. He doesn't need his stuff. And I'm like, okay, but his, like, sister is kneeling over his body, clearly upset that he is dead. And you just walk up and try to pick his pockets? Try to loot his corpse? You talking about canon? Yes. Would I get through with Act 2 not only to romance Shart, but so I can get rid of her bangs? Yeah, I'm still not over the fact that when you have her stay with the Sharan beliefs through Act 2 and you go into Act 3, she will be like, I need to update my look. There are things about me that like still signify a novice or something like that. And then the next day she just has no bangs and I'm like, she just called everyone who has bangs childish. You got food? Let's fucking go. What'd you get? Muted for a split second, came back and realized you were talking about from the fragment of a sentence. Yeah. Haha, you're a gamer. Texas Roadhouse rolls? Oh, that sounds good. No bangs and the prettiest white hair, yeah. Embarrassing how long it took me to realize that her haircut changed as well. I am still not sure how you missed that. Said with so much love and affection, I thought you were joking when you first started talking about that. I was like, no, you're absolutely like, you're like making fun of Lae'zel because she's like, Shadowheart seems slightly different. What has she done? Has she lost weight? Oh my god, that's so funny. Miles, have you ever considered I am stupid? No, I have not. Because you are not. Haha. Get shit on. I'm gonna open up Twitch and see who's on. See who's live. We might raid into. Because I kind of want to raid out before the next set of ads run. Because I feel kind of bad when ads run like right as I'm ending. I try my best to avoid that because it feels weird. If you sit through ads, I feel like I am like obligated to give you guys like another half hour of content. Which is not true. Not in the slightest, but... Okay, I think I know who we're gonna raid, but I'm going to close her stream because I will get distracted, and I'm gonna put it behind my my mod view so that I don't get distracted. What if you simply stream forever? My voice would die. I would see. I will admit that while I was thinking of like incentives, I was thinking about doing a 24-hour stream as like a really high like thing that I would do. And then I thought about it and I was like, that is way too much for my little autistic brain. I need to have time of the day, some time in the day where I sit in a VC with Anna and we share our games and we don't talk. That is my slug time. That is my that is like that is time where I am not obligated to be social or vocal in any way. 24-hour parallel play Discord stream. Yeah, exactly. I figured that it might be like fun to like figure it out, but also that's just like a lot of just being on stream and like needing to be entertaining and stuff like that. Parallel play Discord slumber party. Now that sounds like fun. People are so unlucky when I get Junkrat and Mystery Heroes. Yeah, you're like one of the people that gets their main and then absolutely shits on everybody else. The other team is probably like, man, that person's definitely a Junkrat main. Because you are just simply better. I mean, like, I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten like Lifeweaver and ended up staying alive like most of the game. Because I know how to play as Lifeweaver. Of course, then there are the other times where I get Doomfist 2 times in a row. I get like Doomfist, Reinhardt, Doomfist again, Ashe, die immediately as Ashe, get Doomfist again. It's really not fun. I will say that Doomfist, I respect like the melee heroes. I love how we're talking about Overwatch again. I respect the melee heroes. I just don't think I understand like how to play them well. It's starting to sound like a no, sorry. That is starting not to sound like a word anymore. Yeah. No, that's fair. I love how just everything always turns back around and it's Overwatch or it's Baldur's Gate 3 and then I talk about, or it's Dead by Daylight and then I talk about it for like 30 minutes. Ham jam. Thank you so much. There are so many games to play, and there are also only 3 games. Yep. I have to join in. Incredible. Everything is Overwatch. Oh, everything is Overwatch 2. Everything is Baldur's Gate 3. There is only one game for me. All Kiersey knows is go to bed, wake up, do work, come home, play Overwatch 2. Fun fact, searching Overwatch in 7TV is a terrible idea. There are so many bots. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised in the slightest. As someone who has been on the internet for a very long time, I have seen a lot of things about the female characters in Overwatch. It's not fun. Should send them all to Rev/J. Yeah, imagine Anna's just like, hey, here are some emotes of butts from a game that you don't play. Rev would probably be like, with so much love? Why? Why would you do this to me? Anyway. Hello, Cassidy. Oh my god, I was playing Cassidy last night, and I actually, like, got some people with his ult. I, like, went in and I was like, hey, I'm just testing out, like, the cowboy. So sorry if I do something stupid. And then I was like, well, sorry if I die during my ult, because I have yet to actually, like, use it correctly, and in that game, and then somebody was like, that's okay, Cassidy's ult's kind of ass, and I was like, yeah, okay. But in that game, I actually, like, went up to, like, a high vantage point and then used his ult while the other team was fighting and, like, distracting my team. No, my team was distracting the other team, and I actually managed to kill like 3 people, and it was awesome. And I was like, wow, okay, so with Cassidy's ult, I have to actually, like, try. I have to actually, like, think. I can't just do it, because if I just, it's high noon while everybody can already see me and know where I am, I will get murdered instantly. I think only one person managed to, like, get behind the robot that we were pushing. And I did not get them, but I got most people. Anyway, I think we are gonna raid out soon, because it is getting close to 3 hours. And my voice is getting a little bit hoarse. And this is why, that's why I've thought about a 24-hour stream, and I went, I would die. I would simply shrivel up like a little raisin. And perish. But I really do appreciate getting to hang out with you guys like this and chatting, and also the support that has been shown tonight. I do really appreciate it. I went into this being a little bit scared of asking for money for what I'm planning on doing, and I know that's my whole job is, like, streaming and making content and you guys giving me your money, which still feels weird. Wide Sombra trash. I am a Sombra main. And I saw, it was really funny because I saw a tweet the other day and I don't remember who reposted it, who retweeted it, or where it came from, but they said, like, the streamer said, so to everybody who just goes straight into the game, like when you start stream you go straight into the game, no, like that, and that is how you want to do your stream, there's no problem with that. Do not ever let anyone tell you that that's not a good way to stream. But if you're feeling brave enough, try to have like a little section at the beginning of stream before you get into the game where you like chat for a little bit, you catch people up on what you were doing today, yesterday, from the last time you streamed to now. Just like have like a time where you just chat about stuff, and maybe you'll realize that you like that even more than getting straight into the game. And I read that tweet and I sat there for a second and I was like, I did that, didn't I? Like, there was a good span of time where I was like, I would start stream and I would like maybe talk a little bit and then I would go straight into the game. But I've realized now that I like our like hour that we do at the beginning of stream where we just kind of like talk and chat and stuff like that. And it's been like a lot of fun getting to do that with you guys and like reading about all the things that you're doing in your life and your games and stuff like that. Ew, Overwatch. What does that even say? It says live and then it says something else. What does it say? I can't read it. Anyway. Oh, it says Overwatch. Oh, okay. Of course it does. Anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, though. And thank you guys for all of the support and all of the chats and all of the cool vibes. It's like the DPD emote, but Venture. Yeah, that's fair. Venture is very cool. I do have a good idea of where we're going to go. However, we're probably going to go right into Kat, who's playing Resident Evil 7. I've been lurking a little bit more while Kat has been playing the Final Fantasy. Nope. The Resident Evil games, because I would like to play them myself one day. Hamster. It's you gotta yell it with your whole chest. That's just me. That's just me standing outside of the bathroom waiting for it to be free so that I can go pee in the morning. That's literally just me. Just like my hands on my hips and everything. Wait, Overwatch mentioned? Yeah, we've been chatting about Overwatch a little bit off and on. Overwatch is the hyperfixation game of the group these days. Very cool that you love Overwatch too. Who do you main? Are you a support? Are you a DPS? Are you a tank? I like being tank. It's just so much pressure. I feel like when you're a tank, you're kind of like expected to like know the moment to like run out there and like push forward and stuff like that. And I am so bad about telling when you're supposed to do that. Jack of all trades, nice. Rain, Ram, Genji, Junk, Venture, Lucio, Lifeweaver. Ah, Lifeweaver, beloved. Life Weaver is my main. I have been playing Hanzo as well. See, every time that I've played Reinhardt, of course, obviously it's been like in Mystery Heroes and stuff. I don't know how to play him. I hit the most disgusting life grip the other day. Oh, whoa. Please share. Save 2 teammates from a cast ult with 1 grip. Can you grab more than 1 person? Oh, you had pulled the one teammate who overlapped the other teammate while cast shot. Now that's sick. See, I didn't even think about that. That is really, really cool though. I saw a clip of someone life gripping someone out of a hole and then they fell right back in and died. I believe I did that at one point. I tried to life grip someone who fell, but I was too close to the edge. I was too close to the edge. And so when I life gripped them and they like landed in front of me, they just like fell back down. And I was like, well, that didn't work out the way I planned. We were all screaming in VC. That sounds really, really cool. I did life grip someone out of a Sigma ult the other day, and I found out like a couple of weeks ago that you can life grip someone out of Mauga's ult, which changed my goddamn life. Now anytime like a Mauga does their ult, I'm just like, yoink. I'll just take that back. Mine. It's also very funny having like a roadhog yoink someone and then you just yoink them back. Lifeweaver is so fun. And we have a counter to the counter watch. Nice. They're really gutted. I'm really gutted about the LOS Sigma change, though, I can't lie. What is that? I'm still relatively new to Overwatch, so there are like some things that I don't know about like how things were. Line of sight. Oh, okay. No, that makes sense. I didn't actually realize with Lucio's healing and stuff, like the circle around him, I didn't realize that was also like line of sight dependent for a very long time. Until I think Anna said, I think it's line of sight dependent, and I was like, it is? And then I went into the testing range and I realized that when I was behind the pillar and couldn't see the robots, they weren't being healed. And I was like, oh, well, that would explain it. You can put a tree over the middle of the ult and it negates it fully, which makes no sense. Yeah, that makes no sense, but the fact that it makes no sense makes sense. Anyway, I think we're gonna raid out. I think we're gonna go over to Cat. Cat is playing Resident Evil. Cat is one of the great people that I have met in my time on Twitch. Very video game Twitch mom. Been playing games for a very long time, and she's just really funny. Especially when like something stupid is happening and she's like, no, why would I do that? No, why would I go over there? There's no logical reason for me to go in that direction to the danger. She is so genuinely so funny. Put the numbers in her name correctly. That's not quite exactly it, but thank you. Thank you. I mean, like, if you wanted to say transgender raid Lime's Pride, you could. Technically, it does match the vibe. But yeah, if you guys wanted to do, thank you, Anna. If you guys wanted to do a Lime's raid with my pride or with any of the other, I will leave forever. No, please don't leave. Or any other of the global or anybody else's like pride emotes, then that is cool. If you wanted to keep lurking, then that is cool as well. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and thank you guys for chatting and doing all the doing all the things and the support and all of that. I literally had a Mercy who did nothing but pocket her duo who went 3 and 8. Incredible. Anna said, no, you may not. Join the Discord for more information about when I'm going live and what I'm doing and the schedule and all of that. Like I've said, I'm having like some issues with my computer and stuff, so if I ever have to cancel a stream, I will most likely post there. I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I am that is the dono. And I will message everybody about what color paws they want, because I need to work on my collage of paw prints. Anyway, I love you guys.